third time doing live today. So in the morning it was a training session for Vietnamese endurance. Then it was from one of the Hoi An's coffee shop slash healthy food cafe. And now I'm in Da Nang. So drove from Hoi An to Da Nang, and I found this gem. I'll show you in a bit, but this is a little one of the coffee shops that has like a little oasis with the fish and with a little pound of artificial forest. So I'll show you in a bit. Just having some yogurt. Hello. Hi to everyone. Ordered some Vietnamese yogurt. It is basically drinkable. It is a drink, a yogurt with a bunch of ice and some fruit of your choice. Hi, hope you're doing well. My problem with Vietnamese coffee shops is that if you order something cold, a cold beverage, they have way too much ice. So like your real coffee, different juices, drinks, like they have so much ice. So sometimes you gotta tell them that you want less ice or no ice. Hi, I thought I missed you today. Hi Sid. I'm doing a live third time today. Honestly, it's just talking, like yapping. Apart from the first one, which was a training live session, I did some cardio for endurance training. But just trying to keep it up, keep the numbers going on the channel, try to keep growing it, and don't trying not to ruin the algorithm. I've been traveling, having a trip to Da Nang, Hoi An together with Chris, and it's been a little bit chaotic. So I didn't manage to schedule or plan a specific live streams with a value, meaning like doing a training or a teaching or explanation live streams. So but at least it's better than nothing. So feel free to consider that as a Q&A session, and feel free to ask me different questions. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia, Sakartvelo, the country. Hi, good morning, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too, and good morning. Here it is already early evening. You change your dress. Yeah, I changed my top. I'm Australian and I can't even understand you. Okay. I think I cannot understand Australian sometimes, but it's fine. Are you from Australia? I'm not. I'm from Georgia, the country. The most important event this weekend is to watch DDP and Hamzat, Russian hype train. Yeah, looking forward for that fight. I mean, very excited. That's one of the most anticipated fights lately, and it's quite exciting, I would say. I go for DDP, but it can go both ways depending how things go. But if DDP survives first 2 rounds, then I think DDP wins. But rather, in the worst case, by decision. In the best case, by knockout or maybe submission. Like you don't know what to anticipate. If it does that happen, if Hamzat manages to give DDP a significant damage in their first 2 rounds, so it slows him down and it really impacts him, then I think Hamzat could pull it off. So that's my opinion. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm just removing nonsense. Okay. Pretty much people being respectful and stuff, but I'm just yeah. Bye bye. And I really encourage you guys to be respectful to each other in the chat, please, as well. But also some nonsense towards me. It's not like I care about it, but my priority is to keep the chat clean. So too much spamming, disrespect, you know, some sort of nonsense, the BS, just gonna, some of the, like, if it's completely off the topic, I just hide people from the channel. If there is just like a, you know, do the warning, I do the timeout, and then on second time, gonna do this. You gotta keep it, you gotta have some rules. I mean, that's how it works. Hi Turkey, hope you're doing well. Hello. I love strong female shoulders. It is what it is. There is a country called Georgia, really? Where is it? Well, you gotta, it is, how to explain it? It's bordering with Russia. So it's bordering with both with Russia and Turkey. It's like in between. It is also bordering with the Black Sea. So the easiest thing is to just Google it and see by yourself. Happy Friday, honey. Peace. Love you, girl. Thank you very much. Happy Friday to you too. I'm betting gods are interested. Could make some money if DDP wins. Yeah, I mean, people like to, I don't know, lately they like to underestimate champions. Like, the same was the Merab. Merab versus Umar Nurmagomedov Merab was an underdog. Like, it's a little bit ridiculous. You can't anticipate an upcoming fighter take the belt. Like, there is nothing wrong with that. But like saying that the champion is like, you know, just some guy and he's gonna be like, I don't know, dragged all around the octagon. Well, we're talking about the actual champion at this point, who and also looking at the, you gotta look at the who they beat previously to get there. So that annoys me a little bit. You gotta show some respect. Georgia is it's a European countries. Yeah, I mean Caucasus region technically, more accurately, but you kind of can belong us to Europe. I don't know. I think yes. It's not home. It's the coffee shop, and those are some bunch of Vietnamese kids running around. Yeah, keep scrolling up, guys. Thank you very much for all the positives. Greetings from Savannah, Georgia. The other Georgia, LOL. Yeah. Hi, Jim, Michael, and greetings to you too. Okay, a timeout. So please, guys, don't spam. I'm trying to. Oh, okay. Anyways, just please don't do that. Okay, don't spam. As Georgian, do you view Ilia Topuria as Georgian or Spanish? Well, he's, a lot of people don't know, but his mother has, like his mother been through the Abkhazian war, like literally, directly. Ilia has, apart from brother, Alexander Topuria, he has two sisters, but they are half-sisters, because his mother had a first husband who was killed along with his brother in the war in Abkhazia, and they managed to escape and went through some hell. Then she married Ilias and Alexander's father. Essentially, I think that was when they emigrated to Germany. But there were periods they went to Germany. Then this is where Ilia was born, and they came back to Georgia. So from the 7 to 15. Ilia was living in Georgia, was raising in Georgia. I think they lived in Rustavi, which is like a half an hour ride city from Tbilisi, the capital where I'm from. And then they went to Alicante, I think, or Caliente or Alicante. That's the place where they live in the Spain, are based in the Spain. So yeah, it's been quite a journey for his family, and I think because of the Ilia's like mother's history, like she's very pro-Georgian. They speak very well, good Georgian. Like not all immigrants speak that such a good Georgian, like absolutely fluent. So I think his parents made sure that their kids speak proper Georgian, that they don't lose their roots. And Ilia is quite vocal about Georgia too. I think he was trying to kick Patty Pimplet's ass because he said that Georgian people are stupid and they deserved the bombing in the war, and that Ilia took that personal. So I think he considers himself Georgian, but also, I mean, he's been living in Spain. Spain is a country that accepted them, gave them the chance and opportunity to, build something and flourish. So I think he represents both essentially. Okay, someone is spamming. Okay. We all are adults here, guys. Just let's act like adults. You're Georgian by blood, yes. How's your boxing training going and competition so far? Well, my training is going well. Today did VO2 max training, even though it's just being having a trip in Hoi An and basically having a vacation. I did my VO2 max training today. That's my main focus now. My most important part is cardio at this point. I need more endurance to be able to hold and apply the pressure. Everything else is going well, and looking forward to go back to Georgia in the end of September to actually get myself back to the light sparring. So that is the plan so far, and then we'll figure out if I continue amateur boxing or start professional. It's just within a few months I will know it. Did you see the press conference? What was your thoughts on the press conference? I thought it was bad. So you mean DDP versus Hamzat? What I saw, I'll be honest, I didn't see the entire press conference. I just I watched the face off, just appeared on Instagram, the fragment of it, and well, DDP was quiet, like a stone, and just calm. And Hamzat was quite loud, and yeah, I don't know. Like to me, DDP is very confident. A lot of people say that he's scared, he's like shitting his pants. Like, dude, come on! Like, give a current champion respect. If Hamzat beats him, yes, then okay. Like he got him. Hamzat is better, and it's fine. Both of them are great fighters, but. Like I really don't. I see DDP defending his belt. That's, I think, most likely going to happen. Do you plan visiting U.S. states? Yeah, after Georgia, actually, I'm gonna apply from short visit visa, B2 visa, for a short-term visit, and me and my husband together gonna go to U.S. We have an invitation from our friend for the business purposes, but it's also gonna unlock a lot of other opportunities, training opportunities, getting in the training and fighting community. Since our friend who is inviting us, he is the former MMA fighter himself. Sounds like a lot to go through. Merab talks about growing up in the war. Yeah, Merab comes from the village Vani, and yeah, I mean at the period, both 92, 93 war and 2008 wars, they impacted like quite a big chunk of Georgia totally. Not directly like as the military actions for it, like entire country, it didn't happen that way, but it was huge stress. A lot of people were going to those regions to fight and protect their country, and yeah, so a lot of Georgians from those periods are familiar. I was like 2008, I was 8, so the Abkhazian war, I wasn't even born yet, and in 2008 I was way too little. I remember we went to countryside And I thought we went on a vacation. That apparently it was just for the safety. Greetings from Costa Rica. Hi, Costa Rica. That's cool. Greetings from Vietnam. Da Nang. Okay, keep scrolling up, guys. I will explain. I didn't know that Topuria history. Thanks. Yeah, if you want to double check, just for the record, you can ask AI. You can check yourself. I double checked a few times because there was some controversy at some point. Like a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's coming from the rich family." I think a lot of people confuse him with Armand Tsarukian. Like Armand Tsarukian, his father was a businessman or something like that, so he was quite well off from the beginning, which is not a problem. I mean, there are quite a great fighters who've been from wealthy families, like BG Penn, for example. I have no problem with that, but yeah, Ilia's family, they've seen some struggles, and even boys, they're saying that both Alexandra and Ilia, they were working, they had this dream to, become MMA, step into MMA, become UFC fighters and champions, and yeah, that's what they did. Like they've been they've been working to afford their trainings to a certain extent. Then obviously Ilia is more prominent as a fighter there at this point, and he started making money. So now they're doing well. I'm not Jewish. I'm Georgian. I'm Caucasian and Slavic. So, like, as far as I recall, I don't have a Jewish blood. Chris is here. My husband is here. He's a moderator, by the way, as well. O style marketing est magnifique. Okay. Yes, DDP Hamzat press conference. I thought it was boring. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it, and I'll watch it. Who would you think win if Islam versus Ilia fight happens? It depends where it happens. If it happens in 150 fight lightweight, I think Ilia. Ilia is going to be more comfortable in that way. 175, I think that weight advantage could go to Islam, but not I'm not sure 100%. I'm just speculating. And at their level, when they're both unbeatable, Islam had one loss in the earlier part of career, but he has the winning streak for years now. So it depends who's gonna push their game. Ilia is gonna try to cut that distance and do his entire style. He's very well rounded. He knows how to wrestle, how to do takedown defenses. He knows how to do low kicks. He knows he has everything on point, but his style is built up around that. He uses all of that to create a foundation for him to basically create a knockout scenario. And Islam is more of the also well-rounded, but he's not that much of the heavy puncher comparing to Ilia. But he has a longer reach, he's taller, he has wrestling. I think he has better wrestling than Ilia. So he would probably try to just take him on ground, control him on the ground, and get the submission or the decision by points. So it depends how it goes. Yeah, 50-50. To me, that fight is 50-50, depending on the scenario. Okay, I keep scrolling up, guys. Okay, I'm just looking. DDP strong AF, he is different. Yeah, I mean, he definitely is. Viewer. Orthodontics seems different, or maybe you were using something else. No, it's same. It's just I'm not wearing bands, whatever it's called, the elastic bands at this point. Okay, keep scrolling up, guys. Hi everyone. Hi from the newcomers to this live stream. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia, Sakartvelo. Chris says don't spam. Okay. Actually, let me show you. There are quite a lot of you. So let me show, like, look at this. And this is just a regular coffee shop, not even in the center. This is like somewhere in the middle of the nowhere in Da Nang, like outside part of Da Nang. And like coffee here costs maybe $1, maybe less. So yeah, just wanted to show you that, okay? I see you becoming a successful UFC journalist. You never know. Maybe that would be awesome. I think that will be a cool career path. It will be a lot of fun. Thank you very much. You're a fighter. I'm a boxer. So my direction is boxing. But I watch mixed martial arts and I like thinking about it, talking about it, watching it. Excite us with your beautiful body movements. Well, if you want to see my body movements, go check my other live streams and my videos where I do boxing. You're gonna get very excited. Drikas or Hamzat? Most likely Drikas. What's Slavic? It's ethnicity, I think. I'm not sure if it's the right definition, but basically, yeah, like there you have Slavic countries, which is Western Russia, which is Ukraine, Slovakia, Belarus, Slovenia, I think. Czechs, I'm not sure about Czechs. Yeah, I mean Czech and Slovakia was together, so they probably also Slav. So kind of that area. Okay. Best pound for pound right now wasn't Ilia actually recently on the first place at some point, but I don't know if it's rather Ilia or Islam at this point. Or I think in the Aspinall, Tom Aspinall deserves it. And who else we have unbeaten? We have Pantoja. But like it's like pound for pound thing is a little bit tricky to me, so I'm not can't tell you 100% who is doing that, because there are like a lot of calculations, and even at that point sometimes it doesn't make sense. Okay, thank you very much, guys. What do you think about the Dagestani influence in MMA generally? Well, I can tell you definitely the Dagestani fighters, since they came in, and like Muslim fighters, they're Muslims, right? Most of them, and that definitely brought a Muslim fan base, and it's many more eyes to the sport, to the organization, UFC itself, but at the same time, and a lot of financing too from the Emirates, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi, those places. But at the same time, I think these guys are one of the worst fan bases, and I'm not talking about everyone individual. I'm not talking about the guys who are analytical and I'm kind of measuring. I'm talking about those like trolls that are like, Allah is with us, we're gonna win. It's like, come on, that's a sport, and everything can happen. Just be more, have a more common sense. But when it comes to the wrestling, I mean, the grappling, BJJ, like a groundwork, kind of, how to say that, infected mixed martial arts. Actually, mixed martial arts, like it started from finding an ultimate fighting style. And well, it was Gracie families first who actually, they were winning everyone because of the BJJ. And BJJ was known as as the dominating style when it comes to when you put the different styles against each other. And I think just Dagestani brought more of the like sambo style and freestyle wrestling in it. That's what I think. But it really started before. And in the later years, we have more like strikers coming up. And now we're at the stage where we have a very well-rounded fighters you cannot afford a mistake anymore, because you see that even the best out of the best it's like trickier. Like it's not as engaging. Like fighters are not engaging with each other recklessly anymore, because one mistake and you're gonna be your lights will shut down. So this is like where we are at now, and I think Dagestanis, as I said, brought a big fan base to the sport, and like even more dominating wrestling. Okay, and keep scrolling up, guys. Okay. She's pretty but lacks awareness, and John says she had more awareness than you, Zebulon. Anyways, I mean, guys, we gotta learn to agree to disagree. If I'm saying, if for someone I'm completely wrong and I'm saying complete nonsense, okay. But you gotta prove that with before calling names. You gotta say what is the reason, why do you think it's that way, and you have to support that with facts. Otherwise, it's called talking out of your ass. Girls are like you are harder to find. You gotta come to Georgia. Come to Georgia, maybe some Slavic countries, Eastern Europe. Yeah, that's what I would say. What's up? This woman trains and has knowledge. Thank you. I'm like everyone else. I'm learning, trying to educate myself. Talk about ping pong. Not very good at ping pong. I played a little bit in my life. Yeah, that's Vietnam. Yeah, it's peaceful. It's very nice. This is like a little gem. I haven't seen such a pretty place, actually. Like, I'll show you one more time, guys. Just look at. There's some new viewers. Like, this is what I'm looking at right now, and you have a little woods here. Is that me? Here. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep scrolling up a little bit more. Okay. Favorite fighters? There are quite a lot. Let's start. Okay, Georgian fighters, of course. Merab Dvalishvili, Ilia Topuria, from the, like, I'll talk all time. Volkanovski, Alex Pereira, I like Tom Aspinall, GSP from Ottawa, Daniel Cormier, Demetrius Johnson. Diaz brothers are cool. McGregor was at some point, but you know, his later life choices didn't really appeal to me. But at some point, like prime McGregor was great. Khabib, like, respect him. Like there are many, and they're like older generations, like Emelianenko and Spider Silva. And like Michael Bisping, so there are many, okay, and it goes on and on, like in the like the pioneer generations as well. Branko, thank you very much for coffee. Okay, that's the super chat donation from Branko Uslijebrka. I'm not sure if I Uslijebrka or Uslijebrka. You gotta correct me if I'm wrong. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. And guys, super chat donations help to grow this channel. Definitely help to grow it and make it better. So I appreciate it. While you wait on boxing fights, have you thought about jiu-jitsu? Check out Taylor Moore. Jiu-jitsu, it's brutal. Well, are you talking about BJJ, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, or obviously probably Brazilian jiu-jitsu? I did some Brazilian jiu-jitsu a few months, and I know some stuff, okay? Obviously, it's not professional, nothing like that, but I always liked grappling, believe it or not. But before boxing, like, I liked grappling and wrestling, and you know, it just agreed with me. But with BJJ, you gotta be very careful. Like, I got injured. It's not a massive injury, but it was a very annoying injury. I broke my pinky toe, like right on the mat, when I was using my hip to throw the guy over, to change the positions and take the guard. And I continued wrestling that, and people were like, Diana, you, like, 1 second. And then only when the time went out, like after a minute or a half or something, I was like, I felt my pinky, but I didn't feel pain. I felt that it's just like got stretched out, and I kind of didn't pay attention. And when I stopped, it was like literally like this. So I called my coach and I was like, can you just put it in? He's like, just. And after that, I couldn't walk properly without painkillers for 6 months. Okay, 4 months, and then last 2 months it was okay, but it was still painful. So by the time I already moved on with my life and I started doing some other stuff. So I would probably train BJJ if I have opportunity. If I'm like in an MMA gym with like great environment, I definitely would do it. Actually, in a trunk sport tonight where I'm training in Nachang, we did one class a couple months ago. It was okay, but let's say focusing on boxing mostly now. Okay. How much punches you practice today? I didn't practice punches. I practiced my cardio today. Do you guys not like Russia, or is it not true? Well, just for political reasons, and also a lot of Russians don't have a clue about actual history, like what happened in those wars. They come to the country and they kind of like have no idea. And I don't blame them necessarily. It's just how strong is like a Russian's propaganda regarding the wars. Like for them, it's always they're a peacemaker. They're like like an older brother, and they only do good. And a lot of Russians believe that. And obviously, that attitude, when they come to some of the Russians that come with that attitude to the country, that pisses off Georgians. Like, let's be fair. Chris says, my husband says, Chris is one of the Christian countries, and country is beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna try to respond quicker on the questions. Canelo or Crawford? Most likely Crawford. Okay. Hello. Well, Hamzat versus Drakus, what do you think who will win? I think DDP, and I think if he survives first round, which most likely I think he will, because he's a tank and he's very unorthodox style, he's gonna wear out Hamzat. That's what I think. You're an MMA player? No, but I watch MMA. I do boxing though. Okay, I already responded to Hamzat DDP. Excited to see you in the competition. Absolutely, guys, I'll share it with you. You're gonna be able to basically observe every step that I'm gonna go through when it comes to preparation and sparrings and actual fights. DDP starts slow, Hamzat will finish him before he gets momentum. Well, that's the thing, I'm not exactly sure about that. I'm not saying he doesn't have chances, he might just pull it off, and shout out to him if he does it. But I don't see that happening. No matter what, DDP will find a way to defeat him. That's another thing about DDP. He's one of the most weirdly adaptable fighter I've seen. Like, there are fights that he had to lose, but he didn't. He won. So that factor plays a big role sometimes. Especially against the pressuring fighters like Hamzat, was going to pressure him in the beginning, but it's like a psychological. When it doesn't work the way, and it's like third round, and you start getting more tired than our opponent, that really kills the willpower and physicality as well. Are you Dagestani? No, I'm Georgian. Do you think they should do a handicap MMA league in for guys like Nick Newell? I'm not sure. It depends on if there is any competition. They probably could start from finding a couple people who are actually mixed martial artists and do it like this and try it that way. But it's like with Paralympic. Not Paralympics. How they were saying. transgender spots. That just put transgenders as the separate category. But well, are there that many to actually compete? So that is kind of the question there. I wrestled in the middle in high school and was undefeated every year, but I didn't wrestle at least 2 years in the high school. Well, I didn't understand where you actually stopped wrestling. I'm doing well, thank you very much. I hope you're doing well, guys, as well. Georgia women for the win. I mean, thank you. Okay. Alex is my guy, no women fighters. No, there are women fighters, of course. Amanda Nunes, definitely, love her. Holly Holm, I like her. Holly Holm doesn't have very strong ground game, but she's been good at boxing, kickboxing, and I like her personality. Kayla Harrison, I'm actually quite excited to see Nunes versus Harrison fight. That would be dope, I think. Valentina Shevchenko, Zhang Weili, Rose Namajunas, like at her more like a prime period, and like her fight against Jacek, Joanna Jacek was great, and Joanna Jacek was like dominating for like she was cocky. She played that cocky role, but she's been dominating for some time, that's for sure. And this new girl, I discovered not very long ago, Dakota Dicheva, and she seems to be very impressive. And again, like there are some female fighters and female sports, combat sports are also evolving. So it's very entertaining to watch that evolution. Okay. Can I show the restaurant? Yes, I can. Look, it's getting a little bit darker, but look at the slides. It's like looks very, very pretty. In Vietnam, in different cities, you will find many places like that. Not exactly like that, but you will find a lot of unique places. Hi, Indonesia, Jakarta. John Jones is the best fighter. One of the best, but there are some questions about him as well, like about everyone else pretty much. Got any children? No. Me and my husband don't have children yet. Yes, you said my name Kanara, and you can use the G. That's awesome. My name is from Hrvatska, Croatia. That's cool. School name Branko and Uzjebrka. Okay. Like people say Georgian surnames are hard to pronounce. Like I'm Kavinikadze. But I think Croatian and Slovakian and Hungarian surnames are harder to pronounce. Okay, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you. Does BJJ work on a street fight? Well, in the street, everything can happen. It's not only just fighting a combat, like combat fighting. It can be a knife, it can be a gun. So, like, it depends on the situation. Though it's considered that for women, BJJ is one of the best self-defense because it actually teaches how to, for a weaker person, how to deal with someone bigger and heavier. So, in some situations, yes, in some scenarios, but as I said, street fights are unpredictable, dangerous, unnecessary. You're Irish? No, I'm Georgian. Okay, I'm keep scrolling up. And please don't spam, guys. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia, Sakartvelo, as I said. Like a southpaw. I'm not a southpaw, I'm Orthodox, so. Okay, I'll keep scrolling up. Hello, hi everyone. Will Sanghagen have a chance beating Merab? As long if he doesn't, if he has enough good enough gas tank, maybe. But without that, I don't think anyone can beat Mirab if they don't have as good stamina as he has. At least something remotely close. Okay, I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. I'm new. Okay, quite a lot of comments here. What do you do in life? I'm a personal trainer working online for years now. So yeah, I have a remote job technically. I'm self-employed, doing the YouTube more than a year now, and recently got monetized, which is good. And yeah, basically traveling with my husband together and doing some other stuff as well. And we're quite entrepreneurial, so we're open. We have some set up base income, and everything else on top is just however it goes. Life opens so many opportunities if you are ready to embrace them. Okay. Yeah, I keep scrolling up, guys. Be honest, slap boxing, lame. Like slap boxing, bare knuckle, like this slapping thing. No, that's not a sport. That's a brain damage. Thank you very much. Okay, I appreciate you guys. I love your accent. Well, it's the mix of many accents. Oh, you're a fighter. Very nice. Got any wins? Oh, it was long ago. I had to definitely win. I won the nationals, Georgia nationals, and then I had, I have like a less than 5 ABA. I think I have one lost in official record, and then the open ring sparrings. I had some wins, some losses. Like was like back and forth. Most of my experience comes from open ring. Tournaments, but then I retired early when I was 18, so it was like 7 years ago now. I still practiced as a sparring partner for others, and keep training, but not like a competitive level. Just kept working on my technique and just maintain it. And then a few months ago, I started actual training actively, working on the power, strengths, footwork, endurance. Trying to put myself back to the competitive level, actually to the point where I probably never been as strong as I'm now. I probably, even at this point, at the preparational stage, I'm better than I used to be years ago, because I didn't have a knowledge and understanding of many things, how they should work. So yeah, looking forward to get back on the competitive level. From Australia, Glasgow. Hi everyone. Hi guys from different parts of the world. My name is Michalik from Slovakia or Czechoslovakia. That's cool. Hi to you. Hi, why are you not replying in my comment? Well, I probably missed it. I'm sorry. How are you doing from Canada? Nice to meet you. Appreciate you. Thank you. This lady is awesome and motivating. Thank you. I'm glad. If I'm motivating for someone, that is, that is a very good thing to hear. Are you trying to go to UFC? No, I would pursue boxing, rather boxing than UFC. She's too fine to be a fighter. Well, that's actually wrong, because pretty fighters sell, good-looking fighters, I think, sell it even more, both men and women. I think Valentina Shevchenko is pretty. Rose Namajunas is very pretty. She just has the short hair, but with the long hair, she's so feminine looking. And Dakota Dicheva, that girl, is very pretty. And I think it sells. It actually does. Okay. When you step in the ring, keep in mind you're fighting a mortal that can bleed or nor defeat it. Yeah, that's like a gladiator attitude, but also when it comes to boxing match it's a combination of being resilient, put the pressure, hold the pressure, like Rocky said. It doesn't matter how hard you punch, It's about how hard, how can you get the punch and keep moving forward. So that is important mentality, but at the same time, like the boxing, the art of it, train certain things that others don't train, get to the level that others don't get there, and put the create this beauty in the motion. So it's both kind of fight and flight, but also it should be exciting. It should be exciting for you. Then were you ever in New York City your much younger years? Well, my much younger years, I have not been in many places. So no, I never been in New York City, and I never been in US so far. Very smart to leave before any serious damage. You have a nice day. Thank you, Jason. You have a nice day too. What are you still on? I saw you 6 hours ago. That was 2 different streams before, and I had the time to rest. Hello from Idaho. You visit many places in America. As I said, I haven't been in many places, but I would love to travel to US and explore it basically. But let me just check the time, make sure that I'm not gonna be late. I have a online personal session around in an hour, so far I can still be here. This is watermelon juice. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia, the country, Sakartvelo. Okay. What's the point here? What are you really talking about? Well, usually I schedule my streams and it's actually actual topics. Sometimes it's boxing, sometimes it's boxing basics, sometimes it's a conversation about certain topics. Because I've been traveling in different cities these days, I didn't schedule anything. It's just random, just to keep it consistent. So basically, it's Q&A. People ask questions, I respond. We ended up to talk about boxing, about fighting, training, mentality, how you should be, how you should approach it from the mental point of view, and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, people ask me where I'm from and all that kind of stuff, and I try to respond to most of the questions. How many push-ups can you do in a minute? Full push-ups, I don't know. Maybe 20, 30? No, probably 25. Some I'm talking about a street proper push-ups. From Barcelona, hi. It's just the one is a spoon, and actually I don't need it. So they usually always give a spoon. You like Armenians? Well, Armenians are neighbors, and I have Armenian friends and I like them. Hi, India. And I like the world's Namajunas, and on set night DDP will win. Hamzat, DDP. Yeah, as I said, I also think that DDP will win. We'll see. We'll see. The moment of truth is gonna come very soon. Okay. How are you? Where are you from? As I said, I'm from Georgia, the country. Your tall Norwegian boyfriend. I'm talking about my husband, I think. Do you watch UFC? Well, I definitely do, especially lately. Trying to keep myself updated and follow up the recent news. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia, the country. You look gorgeous, thank you, I appreciate it. I train, I sleep well, I eat well, I try to wear a minimal amount of makeup, and I guess a little bit of genetics too. Braces did a lot of job. If you can see, you would not recognize me some time ago because my facial structure was different. My cheeks, I had bigger cheeks, my jaw was narrow, it was completely different shape. So, combination of a lot of things. Oh, happy birthday. You're from Ilia Topuria's motherland. Yes, I am. Well, Tia, as I said, Tia, happy birthday. I wish you all the best. Do you think the fight will be crazy or not as crazy as we're expecting? Well, I hope it's going to be something similar like between Hamzat and Burns at the very least. So it was actually ended up to be in a decision, but it was very, like, both fighters had moments, and it showed that it wasn't about someone fully dominating another. It was showing that both being quite resilient, but also both having a certain weaknesses in their style. So I would really love to watch fight like that, where all of those things are getting unfolded and revealed in the fight. And at some point, it's just gonna be who's gonna just have it mentally, who's gonna have better stamina. That's why I think DDP is gonna wear out Hamzat, and I think he's gonna just take that win, rather by finishing this fight in the later rounds or by decision. That's how I see it. But also, I'm looking forward to have an entertaining and like a close to equal fight. You know, and I never said that DDP is gonna kick Hamzat's ass like that easily. That might be. You never know what happens. Like things like, you know, Ben Askren versus Masvidal, like the guy just jumped in, knocked out, it was like fastest knockout in the UFC history, or Conor McGregor knocking out Jose Aldo, which is like and breaking his like winning streak. It wasn't longest. I don't remember if it was like longest winning streak at that time, but you know what I mean. So those things happen at that level too. But I cannot predict those things. If anything unexpected doesn't happen, and we're just kind of thinking a little bit logically, this is like how I am leaning towards DDP. But everything can happen at this level. Ronaldo or Messi. I'm not watching football, but I respect both of them because, well, as so far as I know, they both are great. I'm thinking the fight should be crazy. I hope so. I really do. How are you ignoring me? Well, you got to ask the question and say something, because like that's all things I read from you that I'm ignoring you, which I'm not trying to ignore anyone. What got you into boxing? I started karate because I just wanted to learn a little bit of self-defense, but then I ended up to be competitive and I liked competition, and then I just wanted to do something more like less katas and less like, you know, karate has its own specifications, and I wanted to do like a pure sport, and ended up in the boxing essentially. Hamzat will not give up. Well, he's definitely gonna try not to give up. No one says that, but as I said, stamina is a key factor for the willpower. If that breaks, if that is like if it's gonna get to the point that he's exhausted by DDP, that's very tough. He might survive the fight, but and I hope so. I don't want necessarily that fight finish soon. I want to watch like entire 5 rounds, and maybe in last fourth and 5th round something happens from either side. But I'm. It's about who's gonna push their game. It's like it comes out versus Bruce. It will be a crazy fight. Yeah, I agree. Hey, do you think that Hamzat will submit DDP in the 1st or 2nd round? Please reply. As I said, I don't think so, but it is a potential scenario, because if that happens, this is how Hamzat wins. Like he has to manage to give him some serious damage in the 1st, 2nd rounds, that DDP slows down, becomes more hesitant. That's the only way, I think. Because if DDP is gonna be in control, doing what he's doing, as I said, I don't see. There is one risky thing about Didi, like the way how I see that he could be knocked out. Like Hamzat throws those deadly uppercuts, like cross uppercut, very often, like the 2-3 puncher combinations, and then like he has this uppercut. And with DDP style, sometimes he has his chin up when he comes on the fence, so if he catches him, that might be potentially, like if it goes towards Hamzat, that is a chance it could happen, like uppercut thing. But also considering that they were learning each other and their teams were analyzing each other's styles and they've been preparing specifically for that fight, maybe like there are changes in the game plan, there are changes in style. And DDP is one of the fighters that is quite adaptive, changing the style, trying new things, like if you watch his fights. So that's why I don't see Hamzat doing that. I think it's like more chances are that DDP wins. That's to me. What's your real name? My name is Diana, and please don't spam. Hi Raphael, hope you're doing well. Okay, and keep scrolling up, guys. They're saying questions. I already responded to it. Your height and current weight. My height is 161 centimeters and or 5'2" feet, and my weight is 54 kgs. Okay, keep scrolling up. Keep scrolling up. You give up when you see the numbers. It's ironic because my biggest weakness is math at school, always, and I would sometimes that would give me an anxiety, and when I see numbers sometimes I give up. Okay, keep scrolling up, guys. Are fighters sometimes hesitant to hurt the other fighter and lose as a result, as some like to get punched as they like the softcore pain? I think that's one of the important factors. There, as a fighter, you should be able to make yourself comfortable to get punched. Because at this point you don't have this block to be able to do what is your plan. Imagine you're having a plan, you practice, you train, but you're afraid to be punched by someone and you're not sure that you're going to be doing that movement successfully. So that's not right attitude. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes it happens even on elite level, when it just happens that one fighter goes under the other fighter's skin and like psychologically pressures them even before the fight, and they like Strickland versus DDP was that kind of fight. Like that was one of the examples, for example. Ramondo leads another Georgian fighter. I forgot the name of the guy who he fought just recently. That was also similar. He was like very hesitant, very slow. Like it just, you should try to break through that mentality, because it doesn't do any good. It just slows you down and makes everything that you train useless. True. Known for those combos. I think Hamzat will have the game plan to wear him out, though. But as I said, I know that Hamzat's training plan, like this camp, someone said that it wasn't that exhausting, like not Darren Till type of training, because that training ruins the results on its own over time. And that is like one of the negative sides of it. You gotta have a better periodization between training and recovery. But also Hamzat, like even at the point when he was undefeated, before he's still undefeated, had COVID, like he had the major serious problems with health, and he had to have, like, I think Dana White's like financed his medical treatment, because it was bad. And I'm not sure how is his cardio at this point, especially after that period. After, was it 2022? I think it was 2022 for him. So stamina matters. In DDP, one of the biggest factor parts all of that, all of the other factors is I think he has a better stamina and better pacing than Hamzat. It's rude to ask a lady those measurements, but she's a fighter and tough. I'm how to say that? It's fine. As long as it's not something very nasty and disrespectful and just gross and creepy, it's fine. You feel free to ask this kind of questions too. But thank you for being considerate. Where are you going to be fighting at this time? I don't know. As I said, if when I get back to Georgia, if my US visa goes through, then we're gonna go to US and gonna try my best to get some sparring experiences there, and maybe like at that point, if we keep traveling in that tempo, maybe professional career would be more thing. That means I would start talking to my promoter friends and potentially organize fights to me, and make it a growing process. Obviously, with a 0 record, 0-0, you would meet someone similar and just keep growing from that point. If it happens that I do the nationals and do like an amateur boxing, get back to it, then I'm not exactly sure how it goes first, but once I get back to Georgia, I'll start looking for the technical sparring sessions and to get back some sparring experience, and I'll show you. Let's get to that point first, and I'll show you the journey. Okay, I'm keep scrolling up. You're a boxer, yes I am. RedHeadDiaries, new subscriber. Thank you, Adri. I appreciate it. You're helping me to grow this channel, guys. Hi, sis. Do you go to the gym? Yeah, I train in the gym, mostly mixed martial gym, boxing gym, but I like combined gyms because you can train whatever. You have some weights, you have different classes, you have different equipment to use it. DDP is completely overrated. He was exhausted by the second round against Easy and getting beaten up, and Easy has 0 wrestling. These people are casuals. Okay, talking again, like another one. Talking about current middleweight UFC champion in the way, like that way. Okay, that's Hamzat. Is Hamzat also overrated after the fight with Burns because he showed that he's not a boogeyman in that fight? Guys, both fighters could kick your ass, and both gonna that's most likely gonna be one of the exciting fights from both sides. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. To me, people who say things like that are casuals themselves. You don't disrespect that kind of level of fighters this way. They don't do that. They understand each other's real strengths and weaknesses and potential danger. But some fans are, it's just about it's like a game. Oh, who's gonna win? Who's gonna beat who? But we'll see. We'll see how it goes and how it's gonna unfold tomorrow. I'm from Georgia, the country. Can I share your live stream to my community page? Well, feel free to share it, of course. Well, thank you for asking, though. I appreciate it. That will be an amazing journey. One step at a time. This is why this YouTube exists, showing my diaries, my journey, and I hope it's going to be interesting to observe. Orthodox or Southpaw? Orthodox. In Indonesia, exactly. DDP is not overrated. Well, I agree. He's not overrated. I think he's underrated. Like literally, come on. It's like same situation as Merab versus Umar. DDP is actually an underdog in this fight. I can subscribe your channel, but you don't reply my comment. And again, like you write me down. Like there are not that many people watching at this point, so write it down again, and I'll reply to you. Okay? DDP is underrated, actually. Yeah, I agree. And when it comes to Hamzat is great. I don't think he's overrated, but like there is difference between overrated and overhyped. Like at this point, like yes, his record is impressive. He's like 0 losses at all. But like as I said, after Burns and with the Burns fight, it showed that he's not like this crazy boogeyman. He's a great fighter who can deal with the difficult fight for himself. But he's a fighter like everyone else, and he can be beaten up. Same for DDP. I'm not saying DDP is invincible. Just the only thing with DDP is his style is very like awkwardly weird in a good way for him. So that makes it trickier too. Unless someone really like matches their style to his style, I don't really see with all of the other factors, unless it's a lucky shot, lucky punch. I don't really see DDP losing at this point. DDP is not overrated. He's unpredictable. Yeah, before even I read stuff, people say the same. DDP stamina is more than opponents, so chances are more for DDP, and that's what I'm exactly being saying myself. And a lot of people don't listen to me. Okay, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I always wanted to train to be as a boxer. I mean, it's never late. You gotta try it out. Hamzat isn't overrated. He rated properly. Very high expectations for him. Is that sentiment in the community? And as I said, I think it's going to be great fight. Meaning that it's not going to be one side necessarily directly beating another one. I think we're going to be able to witness like a little bit back and forth fight. And I hope so. Because I also think that Hamzat is a very strong fighter. But we were trying to make predictions here, yeah? Based on something, based on a certain fact. And I already did. I already said why I think that it's most likely going to go to the DDP. I also set scenarios if Hamzat pulls it off, how it would happen. So we'll see. We're going to see it tomorrow. You're brave to always share. Your training videos help men and women. I appreciate you, Sly. Thank you very much. And that really makes me makes me more motivated to keep doing it. Yeah, I can box those braces. The proper mouth guard, and it's fine. Yes, how come the champion is the underdog? That must mean he's overrated. Yeah, it's a good point. I'm one from your life, but you don't give me an answer. Just fit. I didn't see your... Okay, Connor, Habib, finally, that's your question. Connor and Habib, Habib. And this is how it ended up. And I think if Connor didn't go down the path he did, and he had more discipline, like more responsibility, I think he would work on his ground game more than potentially Connor. But reality is that Habib won twice, and Habib is more disciplined, more respectable fighter. So Habib. DDP via undercooked pork sandwich. Love this. I love those DDP names. DDP via dropped piano, or a drawn circle that Hamzat falls into, or a mountain fall, or yeah, that's hilarious. Your favorite boxer? There are many. Tyson is the number one. Then it comes Roy Jones Jr., Bernard Hopkins, Manny Pacquiao, George Foreman. Then we have the Sugar Ray Robinson, Ali, Alexander Usyk, Lomachenko, Vasily Lomachenko, Triple G, Canelo, Terence Crawford. And I kind of remembering one because they've all been linked. But anyways, there are many. Floyd Mayweather with his defensive style. Gervonta Davis, absolutely killer. Isaac Cruz, Bivol, better be, that's for sure. And the female, Laila Ali, I think Lucia Riker, she didn't do only boxing, she did like Muay Thai and other kickboxing, but she was tough. Clarissa Shields, she's a woman, GWOAT. Katie Taylor. So yeah, that's like, they're quite some. Conor made Khabib. Well, Conor brought a lot of visibility to UFC. We cannot deny that. But what is there was another hyped fight even before Conor. So it was Khabib versus Tony Ferguson, and that never happened. Like one time, Khabib got sick. He was like cutting weight and he got hospitalized. Then Ferguson pulled out, and like I think it was like 3 attempts, and that fight never happened, unfortunately. So in the community who already been watching UFC, they knew who was Khabib, but when it comes like in new people, I guess both like a lot of people didn't know who is Nate Diaz, but because it was like he was fighting with Conor, there's like, oh, like now they know Nate Diaz. And I'm talking about outsiders, the people who didn't really watch UFC. And I'll be honest, I started watching UFC and getting interested and invested into it at this time. Like Conor was McGregor and Ronda Rousey approximately at the same time, who brought a lot of public eye and visibility to UFC. I shared it in my community page. Andrew, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Okay, great list. Thank you. Don't ignore me, kindly answer please. Well, I'm trying to see it. That's all I saw. I'm not ignoring anyone. Yeah, Chris says thanks for sharing in the community chat. Conor also fought Mayweather in boxing. Khabib was too scared to step in the boxing ring. It's not being scared, it's being, I would say, smart. It depends. Like, Conor made shit tons of money from fight with Mayweather. So he achieved his goal. He made a smart decision in his own way. Though that was easy for Mayweather to round up his record, and I don't consider, even though that was a real fight, it wasn't rigged. That Mayweather really won that fight. Like it didn't look very good because it showed the elite UFC fighter, but in the boxing rules, like unless they've been boxer before, like Holly Holm, for example, she's been boxer before the UFC, boxing and kickboxing. So it wasn't very good fight visually, maybe not good for his reputation, but made a lot of money. From the other hand, Khabib he wasn't scared. He was like, why would you do like something that like you're obviously gonna lose in the boxing match against the pro boxer, even like normal boxer, when Khabib is like not as good of as a upper striker boxer that, comparing even to Conor. So why would he do that? Like that wasn't his goal, intention. He rather would retire undefeated, and he did. He did that quite early. He went undefeated, and he created this clan, you know, and he opened the door for other Dagestani fighters. That was his goal from the beginning. I really do think that. Buakaf Banchamek, the White Lotus, is my favorite boxer, even though he's in the Muay Thai. Well, it's a fair point. Yeah, I think he's very tough. Like usually Muay Thai are more, how to say that, straightforward. They're very powerful, very explosive, but they kind of like, this is their stance kind of thing, you know? That is not a boxing stance, you know? Like it's just like this. But that guy is different. Yeah, I understand. The question was not your favorite. Was your favorite boxer, not that every boxer you know is a pitbull person in the same sentence. Yes, but that's how I'm thinking about boxing. Like when people ask me about who is my favorite, all of them are my favorite. Yeah, all of them are my favorite, and it's just because of their style. There's sometimes the different aspects of the style. So I always say Tyson is like an all-time favorite, like a number one, but then like it's hard not to give a credit to other boxers that being great and they like have their own contribution into the boxing. Duplessis, for sure. Yeah, Canelo is boxing soon. Canelo Crawford is 13th September. What do you think about Pakistan? Never been in Pakistan, but I've been in India, close to Pakistan, in Punjabi, Amritsar. So I was on the close to the border. Okay. Can I ask you a question? Who do you think is going to win on that fight September 13th? Who you think is going to win that day? Again, that can go either way as well. I followed Canelo quite, like, since I was 15, I think, like 16. This is what period, 16 or 17 or 15 it was when they had like a DDP, sorry, not DDP, Triple G, three fights. Trilogy, and I think he's great. But what I think that Crawford might outbox him. Crawford has, I think, higher boxing IQ, so he plays like a chess in the boxing, and he switches his stances. He's very fluid. That makes him even more unpredictable. So there's a high chance that it's going to be like a solid boxing match on the Terence Crawford's side. I always say I might be wrong. It's just my opinion, but we'll see. We'll watch and see what happens. Ilia Topuria is my favorite boxer. I mean, let's give the guy the credit. I think he took the best out of boxing. You know, for example, you have wrestling and you have MMA wrestling, yeah? And it's kind of happened that it developed well and got adapted in like MMA realm and mixed martial art realm in a like certain way, certain elements. Like with boxing, it always been like it kind of happened later. But Ilia is a good example of really actually taking like everything that is necessary from the boxing, putting it in mixed martial arts and executing it in a great way. Like his technique is very clean, but it's also very calculated. It's not like, you know, he doesn't throw, he throws like quite a stiff, strong jabs. So it looks like boxing, like he always checks the distance, then he kind of hops in, like does like a feint, then he goes like a middle distance or close distance combos, a lot of hooks, like an uppercuts, 2-3 punchers usually. And but he doesn't do like a boxing style, because that might not be very convenient in MMA. So I think the way how he executes boxing in UFC, in MMA, is quite great. She loves everyone. All the boxer, LOL. Well, apparently this is how it's. Like I'm really a nerd. Like when I see someone having a great style, I'm like, watching them and like kind of getting excited, and that's why I'm not the best person to ask like this question. Okay, tell me a top three. I'm gonna be so hesitant by choosing who is who. So that's just the way I am. Do you know about Punjab? If you're talking about the region in India, yes, I've been there. Traveled there last year. I heard he has a heavy punch. Canelo definitely has a heavy punch in both hands. He's one of the heavy punchers, and that might change the course of the fight. Sometimes this is how it happens. Sometimes you get those heavy punches landing, and it changes the course of the fight. But as I said, Crawford is very fluid. He has very good defense, very good offense and defense, and he just switches and changes positions all the time. So that's the biggest scenario I can see here is that Crawford might outbox. And outboxing meaning not knocking him out, but literally just outboxing with the points. Topuria has base in Greco-Roman, best style to transition into striking. That's a good point. More upright stance. Yeah, that's a good point. But Canelo knows how to fight pretty well. No, of course he knows. Well, when he was younger, he fought Mayweather, and you saw he was struggling with him, not because he was getting heavily attacked. He was just being outboxed by Mayweather with his defensive style. I would not say similar, but maybe something like that. Might happen in this scenario. Though Canelo is a very experienced boxer, as I said, it's not like I'm just kind of comparing styles, and according to the styles, that's this is the reason why I'm thinking of fucking rats. Like guys, they're rats running all around, and they're just, I mean, they're kind of harmless, but they're like this big rats. Like cannot get used to them. I watched boxing to the past 35 years. Jab is the key. Jab is the most important tool. I couldn't agree more than that. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk. DDP via selfish or allergic reaction. Shellfish allergic reaction. That's a funny one. That's not my home, by the way. It's just a coffee shop. Crawford is on another level, simply. Comparing the styles, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna outbox him. Most likely. If something else doesn't happen. I can see Crawford knocking out Canelo. Crawford got the heavy hands. That can happen, but I'm not saying Canelo has a strong chin. He is hard to knock out. From the other hand, Terence, again, he's gonna win by points for sure. And he's one of those if he creates knockout, he's one of those boxers who builds up towards the knockout. So they are just some heavy punchers that just throw the punch, and even one single punch is enough to wreck you off. He's like he manages, he paces it out. Not all the punches he throws are extremely heavy. Sometimes he just boom, then he switches the stance. Then he goes with the one heavy combo, then he kind of goes lighter. That's what I'm saying. He's very fluid, and if he manages to knock out Canelo, that would be through just wearing him off, building up get him many times, punch him and get the points many times. And I'm not sure how you say that in English, but I hope it makes sense. So at the end, could be a knockout, but I don't really think so. I think it's gonna end by decision. Hamzat versus DDP, I'm gonna watch, and I think DDP wins. I already said many times why, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep it short now. Rats are mammals. They actually have a larger brain to human compared to body mass. They are super intelligent. All animals are great, better than humans. Oh, I mean, well, human managed to evolve way too far to become an asshole at some point. You know, animals are not assholes. Animals, at least most of them, there might be some, but they're instinctive and like they have more primitive system of the emotional system and instinctive system. So I love animals. Chris likes to say, he doesn't say about animals, but it works for that too. Like you would say, we love animals, they're good human, they're good people. Crawford footwork is amazing, Chris says, my husband, yes, and I agree with that. Who would you rather date, DDP or Hamzat? I have no interest or neither of them whatsoever, so I think I'm allowed to say no to both, respectfully. I don't think they're gonna be very heartbroken out of that, but yeah, that's my response. One who has passion for anything cannot be asked who or which one is best. They simply learn from all, which brings towards greatness. It's why the athletes are now at a different level than in the past. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's why I'm trying to be as respectful as possible and emphasize that I'm not just talking shit about someone. Oh, this someone gonna win and this one just because I think about it or say it that way. We still are entitled to try to analyze it and try to predict, and I like creating a possibility of scenarios that might potentially happen and then pick the most anticipated ones that like most likely going to happen. And this is how I like analyze things. It's not only fights, it's just everything. And here I am just sharing my thoughts with you. But of course, absolutely nothing but respect to every fighter, everyone who dares to step on the ring, in the octagon, the professional ring, everyone who is daring to face someone in the fight should deserve their respect. Crawford was hurt by Kavaliauskas and Yorkis Gamboa. Imagine what Canelo would do to him. He will eventually get caught, and not even Triple G could hurt Canelo. Crawford will not outbox for 12 rounds. Canelo will catch him eventually. Well, this is kind of like, it depends how it goes. There is a likelihood that there is a chance that Canelo can do that. If he catches him, he lands those heavy punches and pushes his game, essentially. But that's the thing, Crawford's style, like, you know what happened, like if you have seen the Prince Nassim Hamed versus Antonio Barrios, Pereira. So at that point, or later on, he had a good record at this point, and he was like more like a classic boxing and mixed with the Mexican style against the flamboyant style of Prince Nassim Hamed. And what happened, like he showed that a school of boxing exists for a reason. And it can sometimes just grind through the way of, like, you know, all this extra movement and flamboyancy. But Crawford's style is not exactly that way. Like, his style is quite calculated. His style is like, his stance is very, it's like a trap, you know, both in offense and defense. So, like, as I said, we're entitled to our own opinion. I said what I think. but I don't reject your view. That can also possibly happen. I always say at this level, when you have two boxers like that, they can kind of go both ways to a certain extent. Okay. Anyways, guys, as I said, I don't have kids, okay? Me and my husband don't have kids, but we're planning to have some in the future. Not yet, though. Barrera, definitely. Yeah, I hope. I mean, if you agreed with the last thing I said, yeah, appreciate it. As I said, I'm not here to moodmonger or hype one of the fighters and diminish another one. I always say that if it's that level, and especially if they're both boxers or fighters that I actually like, I do respect. I like different aspects of their style, etc., etc. It's just about trying to kind of predict for yourself, okay, what could happen and how neither of the sides would win. Do you like WWE? I don't really watch WWE. Where's your husband at? Bring him on stream. He's right now in the hotel, couple minutes away from this place. I just came here because it looks better to live stream from this place. And yeah, I mean, he's not really a fan of showing up on camera that much, but sometimes he does that. Is your husband also boxer? No, he used to be in the extreme sports like base jumping and proximity wingsuit flying. Happy Independence Day. Hi Tripto, hope you're doing well, long time no see. And is it Independence Day in India? I used to love Nas. I used to copy his style, the corkscrew, step outside, left cross, right hook is very effective. Yeah, no, it's a definitely good combo. Oh, good for you guys. Happy Independence Day. I actually, when I was in Amritsar in Punjab, we visited this. Like it was like a hologram show, and it was telling about the history, how India was under the British colonization, and then how they the resistance and all that kind of stuff. So it was quite interesting to watch, and yeah, I mean, Independence Day is a valuable day for every nation, every country. I genuinely congratulate you. Great fight for sure. To respect your opinion. Also, that's what I like about these debates or predictions. Sometimes I'm a little bit passionate. Boxing is pretty much my life. That's Gigi. That's great. And thank you for being respectful and being reasonable. And when it comes to predictions, again, can be completely wrong, and if someone's going to tell me, "Oh, you were wrong," I'll say, "Yeah, I was wrong because I'm not professional. I was sharing my opinion, but I was proved to be wrong, or I was proved to be right, and we'll see." All of that going to be clear once the fights, the boxing match, and the UFC fight happens. Where did you start watching UFC? Around when I was 15. That was a Conor McGregor and Ronda Rousey period when they brought a lot of fan base to the sport. 78 years of independence, 1947. That's quite a lot. Nas was amazing fighter, so much amazing combos and footwork he did. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. sorry, but for this, you are very humble and kind. I'm sorry. Don't. It's okay. I don't exactly understand why you said sorry, but that's okay. Thank you. When you posted that how to punch hard, it was helpful. Oh, really? Ulugh, I appreciate it. I'm glad if whatever I do helps, especially regarding boxing. I actually, my long-term goal is I want to get back to competitive for some time and, do some record and kind of show that whatever I'm teaching you, I can execute it on the ring. But my long-term goal actually would be, like, I really want to race champions, both men, female, doesn't matter. Men's boxing, women's boxing, maybe even be part of the team in the future where, I train striking in the, I don't know, maybe for a mixed martial arts and specifically boxing. But I really like coaching, and I really like sharing those little nuances and details that can help make a difference. So I really appreciate when people tell me that they actually take some benefits from my training advices and my pointers. That really makes me happy. Thank you very much, guys. But I actually gotta go now. I have a personal training coming up, and I have to make sure that I'm ready for it. But it was lovely to talk to you. Third time today, not bad. And I appreciate super chat donations. I appreciate all the questions and all the opinions, point of views. Okay, bye. Yeah, just fit. Bye to you as well. Have a good day or good night, depends wherever you're from. And I see you in the next live stream, guys. Okay. Ciao.